Well, you've come to the right place. Yeah. Okay. So, let's begin the process. Everybody ready for a nap? Come on. There we go. I invite you to get comfortable. Allowing the chair that you're in to support your weight. And let's begin the process by taking 3 very large deep breaths. And on the top of the inhalation, just hold your breath for just a second before exhaling. So let's begin that process now. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Allowing your shoulders to drop. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And once more. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Feel your body just completely relaxing into the chair that you're sitting in. Feel it supporting your body completely as you just allow yourself to easily and naturally sink right into that chair, allowing your body to completely relax, allowing that beautiful, peaceful, relaxed feeling not only to fill each and every part of your body, but also feel that peace and relaxation within your thoughts. Just allow your thoughts to move in and out of your awareness. That's it. Just allow the thoughts to come and go as we move deeper and deeper into a state of total and complete relaxation. And if there is a sound within the room, just allow that sound to take you deeper and deeper into that very healthy, safe state of being. That's it. With each breath, just allow yourself to go a little deeper. Just a little deeper than you were a moment before. That's it. It feels so good to be relaxed. That's it. Yeah. I'd like you to use your imagination now. I'd like you to imagine that you're breathing through your heart. Breathing in through your heart. Exhaling through your heart. Breathing in through your heart. Exhaling through your heart. Moving to a greater and greater awareness of how wonderful you feel in this moment. relaxed, safe, and connected to the source of all creation. Locating that connection in the core of your being. And using whatever connection that you're comfortable with to be with that connection right here, right now. Allowing yourself to expand this connection to each and every cell of your body. And with that awareness, that very gentle awareness, let's move into a feeling and a beingness of grace. 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 Grace that is our normal and natural way of being. That fills our awareness with that subtle connection to all that is. The Creator that resides within each and every cell of our body. And that grace that expresses itself perfectly in this moment. Being totally and completely centered. Perfectly aligned with all that is. All that has ever been. And all that ever will be. Grace. Expressing it. Receiving it. Being it. That's it. Allowing everything that is unlike it to just easily and gently move away. return to spirit. So that it may be transformed. And return to you. In the form of divine love. Grace. That active participation in the oneness with Source. Grace. Yes. Grace. Experiencing the inclusiveness of grace. Welcoming the inclusiveness of grace. And now I invite you to express gratitude for this grace. Grateful for the remembering. Grateful for the connection. Grateful for this time together. With that which creates all that is. Grateful. Grateful. And to affirm this experience of grace and gratitude. We embrace this with a statement. And so it is. You're welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Woohoo! Happy Sunday and welcome to Unity. I'm Deborah Wiggins, your facilitator today. And we're going to start with some joy singing with Dedri. So if you feel like getting up and singing along, that would be fabulous.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Let's do it. So if you feel like standing up, please do. God is looking good in you. God is looking good in you. He must be well pleased with all that he sees. God is looking good in you. Tell someone, God, oh, never mind. God is looking good in me. That's it. God is looking good in me. He must be well pleased with all that she sees. God is looking good in me. There we go. Let's tell someone now. God is looking good in us. God is looking good in us. It must be well pleased with all that it sees. God is looking good in us. One more time. God is looking good in us. God is looking good in us. It must be well pleased with all that it sees. God is looking good in us. It must be well pleased with all that it sees. God is looking good. God is looking good. God is looking good in us. Oh, yes. I hope you've had a wonderful week so far. We have one great power. This one is a great number. There is just one presence, just one light, shining in the world like a beacon in the night. There is just one power we all can share, one great power everywhere. One great power, one great love, big as the ocean and the skies up above. One great spirit waiting in prayer. There is one great power everywhere. There is one great power everywhere. There is just one purpose, just one spark, burning in our souls like the candle in the dark. There is just one chorus we all can sing. With one great power, let it ring. Here we go. One great power, one great love, big as the ocean and the skies up above. One great spirit waiting in prayer. There is one great power everywhere. There is one great power everywhere. All right. One great power, 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 one great power. There is one great power everywhere. One great presence, just one light, shining in the world like a beacon in the night. There is just one power we all can share, one great power everywhere. One great power, one great love, big as the ocean and the skies up above. One great spirit waiting in prayer. There is one great power everywhere. One great power, one great love, big as the ocean and the skies up above. One great spirit waiting in prayer. One great power everywhere. One great power everywhere. There is one great power everywhere. One more time. There is one great power everywhere. And you may have a seat. I love your energy this morning. God's light surrounds us. God's enfolds us. God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Let's do that again. God's light surrounds us. God's love enfolds us. God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is.
Good morning, everyone. So this treatment is about family. This treatment about family is for all of us gathered here today in this sacred space. There is only one Spirit, and I embody this one Spirit. My immediate family, including my beloved pets, also embodies Spirit, as do my relatives, friends, and my church family here at Unity of Greater Hamilton. I also acknowledge that all sentient beings embody Spirit and are therefore family. I enjoy harmonious relationships with all my family members and treat them with the consideration they deserve. I am grateful for the harmonious family relationships that I enjoy. I release my word into the creative law of Spirit, knowing it is so. Please join me in saying, and so it is.
God's light surrounds us. God's love enfolds us. God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. God's light surrounds us. God's love enfolds us. God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Our daily word for today is generosity. Divine love through me multiplies all that I give and receive. A classic Unity hymn declares, "Love is something if you give it away, you end up having more." While it is true that freely sharing my love, talent, and treasure attracts good into my life, I am inspired to give for the sheer joy of giving. Recognizing my oneness with all people in God, I know every thought, word, helping hand, or financial gift I offer blesses me as much as it blesses the one who receives it. Because I know that both giving and receiving are essential to the flow of abundance, I accept with gratitude and love the gifts and blessings that come to me through the loving generosity of others. I count each day as another opportunity for me to give in return. And from 1 Timothy 6:18, they are to do good, to be rich in good works, generous and ready to share. Now we have how. How has Unity impacted my life? I bet there's somebody who's already prepared this and wants to get up and tell us all about it, right?
Don't hold back.
Don't hold back. I'm happy to share how Unity has impacted my life recently. I had a bit of a stressful time with some family recently, and I decided I could just let it be and do what I needed to do and then let it go and trust that the divine would resolve it, and it has, and I feel very, very relieved by that. Anybody else want to add something? Not today. Okay. Our annual theme is One Humanity, Many Stories. And our monthly theme for October, Cherish the Human Family Unity. And I love that picture, which reminds me of all the glorious colors that are out there at the moment. And the book of the month for this month is The Principle of Oneness, and I believe there are sometimes copies. There are copies at the back table in the corner there. And today's talk.
Yay.
Today's talk is God. Let's explore our beliefs, and please welcome Randy for today's talk.
Gotta get turned on here. Am I turned on? Yeah. Tuned in? I was wondering how I was going to go in the office and get a Bible, but luckily enough, there was one here. And by the way, just so that you know, and how special it is Bill got informed that he was doing opening treatment not that long ago. And what's going to happen over the next number of weeks is various students that are taking the Beyond Limits class with me on Wednesday nights will be doing opening treatment as well. So, nice job. Would you all agree? Cool. So, God, let's explore our beliefs. How many people have a problem with the word God? Oh, yeah. Maybe yes, maybe no. Okay. I really have not had much of an issue with the word God, but my better half, Anne, Reverend Anne, has had a real problem with the word God. And so it was until we had really moved through a number of aspects of our classes and our training that she came to a place where it started to feel better for her. And today she can say it without sweating. So, what are we going to talk about today? What is it? What do we believe? And now what? The Bible. It is a compendium of a number of different stories. Sometime when we think about the Bible, we think about the stories. But we don't think about the common theme that moves throughout this book. And the Old Testament was based on a concept that if you obeyed God, you were blessed. Disobey God, you were cursed. And the New Testament shifted that. And today, with what unity is, and with what religious science is, and all other forms of new thought, there is a real significant shift in what it is that we believe about God. And so, what is it? There is a universal mind, spirit, intelligence that is the origin of everything. Do we agree? It is first cause. It is God. It is me and all things. Do we agree? It is all one and the same. Our belief in it, what I believe about it, directly corresponds to my belief in the generosity of the universe and the manifestation as my life. Are we okay with that? If I believe that God/the universe is limited in its expression, I only must look in the mirror for where to begin reframing my belief. The reality I live in is created in my mind. True? And so, does this really make God personal? Does it conform with the beliefs that you have about this expression we call God? From my perspective, I feel that it needs to express in a multiplicity of ways. I know that in my mind, my reality is finite. I am a human being. I am a spirit having a human experience. And in my human experience, I have a finite way of looking at things, experiencing things, and creating within that. And in my finite way of expressing and being, I try to understand the infinite. And do we all do that? So, to help us move through this a little bit, what do we believe? Are there different types of God? There is tremendous history about this whole concept of God. So, for instance, how many people are familiar with transcendental meditation? Okay. Do you know much about transcendental meditation? Okay. One of the things that TM does is it gives you a mantra. And the mantra is based on a number of different criteria. But the mantra that you are given, which is specifically for you to do what it is that you need to do in order to perform transcendental meditation, each one of those mantras, and if there's a room of X number of people, typically they're all different, but each and every one of those mantras is a Hindu god. Not one God, but a multiplicity of gods. And the Greeks also had a multiplicity of gods. Think about Greek mythology. Each and every one of them is about a different god. And so, why did that happen? My guess, just my guess, like I said, is that in order to understand or attempt to understand the infinite, we needed context. Does that make sense? And so when we have context, then we're able to accept some of the criteria that and some of the information that we're receiving. For instance, the Holy Bible. If you remember, a lot of this refers to the lambs, the Lamb of God, right? And so when this was taken to the Inuit, they had no idea. What's this lamb thing? And so what ended up happening was that they needed to transform the Bible that they were using with the Inuit so that they could understand it. And so what they did was they changed lamb and sheep to seals. They could understand seals. They understood how seals behave. They understood how the seals basically provided nourishment for them and their families. Much like sheep and lambs. And so that's a recent example of bringing context so that we can understand. Does that make sense? Okay. So, there's the archaic God. Divinity in any strong instinctual force. What I have up there are, there's the symbol for the Masons, there's the crucifix from a Roman Catholic Church, and there is a statue. So this basically is saying that God is out there somewhere. And it's the authority. Would you agree? That's what it says. And you have to believe everything that's in writing, right? No. Okay, another form is the magic God. Locates divine power in human ego and the magical capacity to change the animalistic world with rituals and spells. And at a certain point in the history of our human evolution, there were people in Winston-Salem that got to be barbecued over this, because their concept of the divine was different than traditional. Which is really interesting if you think about it. Because are we attempting in situations like this to put God in a box? Are we inclined to put God in a box so that we can understand it? Or are we putting God in a box so that we can control it? Just a question. And in the Old Testament, the Hebrews, wherever they went, they brought the tabernacle with them. And what was that? That represented God. So God was in that box. And when they lost the tabernacle, they lost their identity. It's really interesting how we as humans have evolved. Because when you think about it in that context, how do you express the infinite in a box that can be carried around by a bunch of people? However, the thing that really, really plays a key role here is how can this help us as humanity evolve into a greater and greater expression of who we are? We have to start somewhere. You know, it's like a child. A child starts off by crawling, and then it gets up on its feet and it falls down. And it gets up and it falls down, it gets up and it falls, and then eventually it starts to walk. And then it starts to run. So there's an evolution there. And then you get your first trike. And then you get your bicycle. And then there's another evolution along this path. So each and every part of this is a greater and greater expression of who you are. You become more of that divine being. Number 3, the mythic God, located not on earth, but in a heavenly paradise, with entrance gained by living according to the covenants and rules given by God. Okay, how do you feel about that? Inaccessible. So that kind of says that there's a geographic location called heaven, right? And how many of us have grown up with the idea that there's heaven up there and there's hell down there? And so in New Thought, what we attempt to do is shift or twist that diamond just a little bit and come to an understanding that it's not geographic locations, it's consciousness. And the consciousness that helps us to understand is that we live in a polarity. And how would we understand polarity, the polarity of love and fear, up and down, in and out, unless we have something that we can relate to? And when this was given to humanity, what was given? Because the idea of consciousness to someone who couldn't read or write, whose fundamental existence was so reliant on the earth, how could you express, how could you give someone an understanding of something that was more unless they could relate to it? How do we, as individuals, how do we become more and more of who we are unless we're given something that we can relate to? Case in point, recent developments. The understanding of computer code. How do we relate to that? Right? How do we relate to this thing called our mind? Because in order to relate to it, what have we been given? Well, it's, like your mind is like a hard drive. And it just, has access to all of this information that we've put into it. And so does that relate to who we are and what we are? Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. But remember that we're giving all of this stuff to help us understand. Number 4, the mental God. The rational God, demythologized grounds of being that underlines all forms of existence. This basically is more New Thought, isn't it? So where's God? God's everywhere. What does God do? God creates. Where does God create? There's only one place that God can create, and that's within itself. Therefore, you are God. Because you can't be excluded. If there's one power, one presence, one source, that's only one. It's not 2. It's not 1.5, 1.25. It's 1. And so each and every one of us, if one of us did not exist, the concept of that oneness of God would not be possible because it would be incomplete. How about that? If you did not exist, God could not exist because it would be incomplete. So where's the pressure now? Right? Because that's how spectacular you are. And if you understand that, if you understand just how important you are, how about playing little? No, it doesn't measure up anymore, does it? Trying to play small, no longer applicable. You are the divine. Now, if I said you are God, well, that has an emotional connotation to it. But if you are the divine, if you are the creator, you are all that is. You are a microcosm of the macrocosm. Huge implications, right? And the integral God embraces all of the above. So this is particularly important because if you think about it in the context of what this represents, this is the evolution of humanity. The evolution of humanity. And just so that you don't misunderstand what I'm saying, this was not written by God. This was written, and each of the individual stories within this were written to help us understand how to live in a way that not only supports us, but supports each and every other human being on this planet. It gives us a roadmap to living a life that is fulfilled, that is fulfilling, and it gives us a roadmap. And this isn't the only roadmap. The Gita is also a roadmap. The Quran is also a roadmap. Each and every faith tradition has the roadmap. And so, are we unique? No. But each of the individual stories basically says, yeah, we're unique. But we're not. We're all part of this thing called humanity. And to get ticked off and go to war because some guy's book is different than my book, in my not so humble opinion, is stupid. Self-destructive, absolutely. And if this is a roadmap for me to become a greater expression of who I am, and their book is a way for them to have a greater expression of who they are, then shouldn't we be each other's cheerleaders? Where did God say, oh, by the way, the pigment of your skin is absolutely the criteria of where you fit in human evolution and human hierarchy? That's crap. At the end of the day, we all bleed the same color. At the end of the day, when we process food, we all do the same thing. We are a microcosm of a macrocosm. We are individualizations of that one supreme presence and source. Whether we call it God, whether we call it source, whether Mother, Father, God, whether we call it Allah, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it, you can call it George, I don't care. But the bottom line here is that we're all part of it. Agreed? Amen, brothers and sisters. And so this integral God that that's being expressed here is just a roadmap to show us where we've been. Now, the key thing here is, where are we going? Where are we going? So now what? We here at Unity, we here within religious science, we within all New Thought, in the philosophy, the faith, and the way of living that we all embrace, the one thing that we all come together on is that there is one presence, one power, one source. And we are one with it. And so, in some faith traditions, the idea that there's God in the sky, white robes, white hair, white beard, big gold G on its chest. That's not who we are. And what we come to understand through our own experiences, and one of the things that whenever I teach a class, I say, don't believe a thing I say. Prove it to yourself. Because when you believe what it is that I say about this thing called divinity, you believe it. But you don't know it. And there's a huge difference between believing and knowing. When you have a relationship with Source, and that's what we're talking about here. This is what we talk about each and every week. You have a relationship with Source. You have a relationship with Creator. You have a relationship with God. Whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously, you're still having a relationship. So why not have a conscious relationship? Why not use, yes, I use the word use, your relationship with Source to have a greater and greater expression of who you are? That's what JC and the Brothers 12 were doing. A greater and greater expression of who they were. And what's the whole New Testament all about? It's all about love. It's not qualified love, it's unconditional love. And where do we get that from? There's only one place that we can get it from. The Creator. The Creator created each and every one of us, and it has always been and always will be totally and completely unconditional love. There's only one person that puts any condition on it. Each of us. So can we step out of this? Can we be more than what we have been in the past? Absolutely. Like I said, if you did not exist, it would be incomplete. You're pretty special. Are you living up to it? I have my challenges. Do you have yours? And can you make a commitment to having a greater and greater expression of that today? Are you willing to step into your divinity? Was that a yes? Oh, I thought it was silent yes. Or a psychic yes, yeah, okay. Or as the gospel churches down in the southern states say, can I have an amen? That's a commitment, isn't it? And it's a commitment to understanding your relationship with that which created you. Not to be feared, but to have a greater relationship. So we create our reality through our practice and belief in what God and the universe are in our lives. Anybody want to argue? Our lives and how we see our lives are an expression of our belief in God and the universe. And by the way, the more you have a conscious connection with Source, the more you have the power to create even beyond your wildest dreams. And in all of our classes, in our talking here on Sunday mornings, we affirm that by saying that Source, God, Creator, whatever you want to call it, only has one answer for us. And that answer is yes. So are you willing to step into it? Are you willing to be a greater expression of it? Are you willing to allow other people to see that expression so that they too can see that and make those choices for themselves? Yes. Pardon? Yes. Oh, okay. It's that psychic yes part. See, the thing is, at the end of the day, God is not to be feared. God is your greatest companion. God is your greatest cheerleader. And God is your greatest beingness, which you are. Don't believe a thing I said here today? I want you to go out and prove it to yourself. I want you to go out and ask for an understanding. I'll go out and ask for examples to be shown. Because as you are shown, as you have those experiences, you will have a greater understanding, and you too then become much more of an expression of love. That which is open, that which is inclusive, that which is forever creative. And if you look in the mirror, that's you. You. Not the person down the street. You. See? So, what did we talk about this morning? What is it? What is it that we believe? And now what? So the now what is, it's up to you. Not 10%, not 25%. It's up to you. It's 100% up to you. Yes. Yes. Yahoo! Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Join me in singing this song. Everywhere I look, I see God in everything. Deep inside and all around me, God in everything. I can feel it in my beating heart. God in everything. God in everything. Everywhere I look, I see God in everything. Deep inside and all around me, God in everything. Mountain, valley, lake, and stream, God in everything. All creation, beautiful and free, God in everything. God in everything. God in everything. Yes.
Yes, I should have moved the Bible.
That's okay. We believe giving is a spiritual practice. If you are here for the first time, know that your presence is a gift to us. Please take your conscious giving envelope in your hand and affirm the following with me if that's comfortable. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all I have, all I give, and all I receive.
There's only one song that fits this amazing talk. One power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you've learned the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baola, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, have different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in our hearts we're all the same. And we'll remember when we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baola, Hashem or Heaven's Door. It's Mohammed, it's your mind, it's your soul, and it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. Oh, one power, salvation. It's the everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness and the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration, the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations, the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon for a love that's most deep. It's one power. Oh, it's one power. What we are is that one. One power. Oh, one power. Oh, it's the power of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
Okay, let's bless the offering. Given in love, received in love, this offering goes forth to do its perfect work. All my desires and needs are met by Spirit through me, and so it is. If you're here for the first time, we have a gift for you at our Welcome Center in the corner, so please go and check it out. And if you have a prayer request, then the prayer box is by the entrance door there. Please take a piece of paper from the back of the chair, fill out your prayer request and put it in there, and it will be prayed upon, I believe, over the next 30 days. Have I got that right?
And then sent to you.
And also sent to Unity to be prayed there as well. And now we have a closing song. Thank you, Dedri, for all your fabulous music.
Right after I do this. This God thing can be a little confusing at times. Join with me in consciousness. As I step into this moment of gratitude, knowing that I am safe, I am loved beyond measure, and each and every moment that I step into this divine appointment, that oneness with Source, I am so grateful. And each and every passing moment allows me to be even more grateful than I was just a moment ago. So it is with a profound sense of well-being that I release my word into the law. It is done. Please join with me. And so it is.
Let's stand up. Grab a hold of someone's hand. All righty. Here we go. We're going to have an amazing week. Are we going to have an amazing week? Yes, we are. Here I come. Here I come. I am spirit-filled, renewed, and rebuilt. built. I've got a song in my heart, with joy I dance my part. I am on cloud nine, one with the divine. I've got a smile on my face, and I'm ready to face the world. Here we go. Here I come. Say it with confidence. Here we go. Here I come. That's it. Here I come. Oh yes, here I come. That's right. I am harmonized, upgraded, and revised. I am harmonized, upgraded, and revised. I've got love in my heart and the courage to start. I am on cloud nine, one with the divine. Gratitude and grace, and I'm ready to face the world. Are you ready? Here I come. That's right. Here we go. Here I come. Say it with conviction. Here we go. Here I come. That's it. Oh yes, here I come. Are you ready? I want to hear I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready. Oh yes, here I come. And all the people say, amen. I'm ready. I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready. I'm ready. Have an amazing week, everybody.